Transport Secretary, and one of Rishi Sunak's allies, Mark Harper, has praised the decision to appoint former Prime Minister David Cameron as Foreign Secretary. He's described it as an excellent move.
But others are not so complimentary. The SNP's Westminster Deputy Leader, Mary Black, argues the resurrection of David Cameron shows how tired this Tory government is. No surprises there. As Foreign Secretary, David Cameron will be stepping back onto the world stage. As Prime Minister, he met many world leaders. Petro Poroshenko became President of Ukraine during the Cameron years, and he joins us now. Petro, thank you very much indeed for your time. You've heard the news. David Cameron, former Prime Minister, is back in the cabinet, this time as Foreign Secretary. What is your reaction to that, and what does that mean for UK-Ukraine relations?
First of all, thank you very much indeed for the invitation and for the absolutely clear messages in support of Ukraine. I want to thank with the admiration the position of Great Britain, which in the very difficult time now, together with Ukraine, when we're fighting not only for our sovereignty and territorial integrity, but also for the freedom, democracy on the continent and in the world. And definitely I know David. I work with him as one of the leaders of the Orange Revolution in year 2005, as a foreign minister in the year 2009-2010, and as a president. And I think that he is extremely competent, extremely charismatic, have a absolutely high level of knowledge and cooperation with all the world leaders. And I want to use this opportunity to thank all the Prime Minister, David Cameron, Boris Johnson, Liz Truss, Theresa May, and now Rishi Sunak, because you demonstrate a unique leadership. For me, it is absolutely good news. And I remember when in the year 2014-15, when we met during my visit to London or during the European Union Council, it was an absolutely unique leading role of the Great Britain and David Cameron in the sanction represented by the European Union against Russian aggressor. And also I want to remind you the words of the David Cameron, who once said that the plan must be to give to Ukraine as many resources as possible to help bring the war to the end. And I think now it is even more actual, and I really wish that David all the best. At the same time, I want to thanks from all of my heart the words of the thanks to the Secretary Cleverly. He definitely do a great job. He worked with me, with the Ukraine, and I in general think that now, before the election in the US, the leading role of the Great Britain is start to be even more important. So, David, good luck. We keep our fingers crossed.
It was, I think, 9 years ago when David Cameron was Prime Minister that he told European leaders that the West risked making similar mistakes in appeasing Vladimir Putin over Ukraine as Britain and France did with Adolf Hitler in the run-up to the Second World War. He could see what was coming, perhaps, Petro.
I think that he has a very accurate prognosis, and he knows exactly who Putin is. And I want to tell you what I told David in the year 2014. First, don't trust Putin. Don't believe Putin. And second, don't be afraid of Putin. And it seems to me David Cameron, Sir David Cameron, is absolutely share my view, my position, my approach. He is very experienced, and I think that is a very powerful weapons to support Ukraine and to bring peace on the continent. And in other things, I really count that David Cameron now will also support our Euro-Atlantic aspiration. And we can definitely count on the support of the Great Britain in our process for joining NATO.
Petro, how concerned are you and President Volodymyr Zelensky about the conflict in the Middle East taking energy and eyeballs off what's going on in Ukraine. You must be concerned that so much attention on the conflict with Israel and Hamas is drawing some of that attention, potentially military capabilities, away from Ukraine. What are your thoughts?
There is not any competition for the global attention between us and Israeli people. It's simply, by the way, not possible to compare 2,000 kilometers of the front line with Russia, with the second biggest nuclear power in the world, and the terroristic attack of the Gaza Strip, which has only 40 kilometers. But at the same time, the world should understand that they will definitely need to support Ukraine, and they definitely need to support Israel, because fighting against the terrorists means fighting with the Putin. I have no doubt that not only as a Russian aggressor under leadership of Putin happening in Ukraine, but also we have a definitely sign of the Putin and Russia participation in supporting Hamas. I personally confident that the tactics of Hamas is definitely provided and delivered by trainers and instructors from the Wagner group from Russia, which was sent there by Putin because Putin wanna have a burning flame around the world, which help him to reach their purposes. And with this situation, I can say that Putin tried to weaponize everything. Weaponize energy factor, weaponize food factor, weaponize international relation, and we definitely need to stop Putin. And we Ukrainians now do absolutely great job. Please help us to stop Putin.
Thank you very much indeed for your time this afternoon, Petro Poroshenko, the former president of the Ukraine, who has met David Cameron on numerous occasions. Thank you for his time. Now, we've got some break.